Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So, where did you come from and a little bit about you?
Midlothian, south of Richmond, suburban area. And I'm here at this great festival, which I'm enjoying so much. We're having so much fun.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about misread, or how long it took you to write and put it all together?
Well, let me just start by saying this is not the same suit jacket. I have more than one. Yeah, my signature look. This picture's a miracle. I mean, it really is, because it was in pieces for over a year. We shot this in June of 14. All the bar scenes were done in one day. We started at 5 p.m. and finished at 1 a.m. I've seen this thing so many times. There's continuity mistakes. If you watch it again, because we had the bar scene, and then we got away from filming for a good 5 or 6 weeks, and then we shot the beginning, and we shot the ending, I've got gray hair in those scenes. So, yeah, and that in itself is scary. Scariest part of the movie. But I kind of tackled the idea of first dates. What do? We put our best feet forward, and we don't pull off masks. And everybody has, I don't know, our idiosyncrasies and our quirks. And who are the married people in the audience? Yes, you agree? Okay, good. Yeah, so I'm amazed. It's not a perfect film. I mean, if you watch it again, you'll pick up mistakes. But you can say the same about Titanic, and that was a tiny independent film. I'm still amazed that it did get made, because it was in pieces for so long. And if you are a budding filmmaker, don't let your work get cold. And my editor, he became busy, and I moved on to other things, and we had to come back to it. Eventually, I had to find another editor. And yeah, it changed the friendship drastically, because we agreed on 3 deadlines, and I said, look, I'll pull a couple of all-nighters to put this thing together, and he didn't come through on the deadlines. So I just had to hire someone else to get it done. So it is a miracle. Every time I watch it, I'm like, I can't believe that it's here, and it's done. And so that's kind of the backstory. Amy Berlin was our bag lady. This is my second short film. I wrote a film in 2013 called Party of 50, about an actor who's turning 50. And so we kind of tackled that idea. But I wrote for Amy. She played an irate wife in Party of 50. I wrote her. She's so great. I've known her for over 20 years. So she's the homeless woman. Very little direction. I mean, it's almost like there's a cable going from my brain to her brain, and she just knocks it out of the park. And a lot of the cast are just friends of mine that are actors. The budget on this, 0. It was all pizza and beer, really. My editor, the second editor, of course, I had to throw money his way just to get it done. But it's, I don't know, I think I answered the question.
Yeah.
But,
did any of you have questions about the film?
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Is Kara the lead? Is she a friend of yours as well? I mean, where did you find her?
Yes, no, I've known Kara, gosh, I met her, we did a print job back in like 2002 for Williamsburg Tourism, and we've been friends ever since. We've done a couple of local commercials together. The late Jack Hartman was her boyfriend, and he is a director in his own right, and he helped us with the boom mics, and we lost him in 14, so I kind of dedicated the film to him. Just a terrific guy. Yeah, everybody, Frank the bartender, everybody was they were on board, and it was nice. I mean, it was guerrilla filmmaking. I didn't have to shell out dime one because I knew everybody, and but like I said, I'm just amazed it's here. I really am.
Yes.
I think I answered.
Is it very difficult to be the star in the movie and to direct and produce it?
Yeah, it can be. I this thing, and there's the over-the-shoulder shots to Kara, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm thinking, if I'm thinking about the next scene, or if I'm acting. I just know the camera's not on me. I think you get comfortable with it, with experience. I mean, it's the second short that I've done, so I think it's like, you know, you take that hat off, you put on the new hat, you're in front of the camera. I think I wrangled the actors pretty well in terms of scheduling, so we were on a good schedule. But I'm getting comfortable with it. And believe it or not, the directing is becoming, I don't want to say fun, but a much more interesting position. I've been acting for, gosh, I've been pro since 1990. I've had representation. I've been acting for over 30 years. 40 stage titles, countless commercials. My latest episode of A Haunting was on last night. Brand new episode. I played the dad, Mike Sherman, and my buddy Scott and I were sitting at a bar watching it, and there was music going, so it was almost like you're watching an Italian film, because we're reading the captions while I'm watching it. So that was almost surreal. Just you know, having a dinner and drink with my buddy here, and saying, hey, that's me. And he reminded me. I had forgotten, but and it was 8 o'clock. He's like, hey, isn't your show on? I'm like, oh gosh, yeah. You know, my mind is here. But so he brought that to my attention. So thank you, Scott. Props to you.
Yes.
So from the time you picked it back up
Yes.
to completion, what was that timeline like?
That would have been, well, let's see, the last deadline I had to try to put it together was so we shot this in June of 14, and then it fell apart, and we picked it back up around October of 15. I started looking for a new editor, and it was Scott's college son, believe it or not. He's a 20-year-old wonderkind, and yeah, he really helped me out big time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but like I said, it's amazing that it's in one piece. I think that's the true miracle.
I shot one a couple years ago that took us 2 years to make. It was a feature, but it was like a day here, 3 days there, 2 weeks here. It was just craziness. So I know that experience is not fun.
Yeah, well, it gets cold, and you're moving on to other things, and you're like, well, I still got this thing in the rear view that I have to take care of, and
It was beautifully shot.
yeah, Scott's great. Scott Lehman's a terrific cinematographer. There is a blooper, and I just discovered it about a week ago, and I've seen this thing a million times. The crane shot with the introduction to the park. I thought that was a rehearsal, because we rehearsed it 3 times. I'm wearing glasses in that scene. Yeah, but I didn't pick up on it until the time. So if you ever see it again, you'll see me in glasses, I guess. Yes, sir.
Did the storyline change throughout the production, or did you stay true to the storyline from beginning to end?
Pretty true. As a screenwriter, I write my endings first. You know, the toughest thing to do in Hollywood is to come up with a satisfying ending. And I'm critical. I love movies, but I'm critical of what I call the 90%ers, where you go to a movie and 90% of the film is great. The pacing is there, the arc, character development, and then the ending sucks. The ending is horrible. And so it's a 90% film. The 10% is, I give it a thumbs down. So I always approach it by writing a satisfying ending first and leading the characters there. I think did I answer your question? I don't think I did.
Yes.
I don't know. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Do we have any other questions? Yeah.
I was almost out of here.
One last, and this is a really dumb question. In the film, I only saw her just for a second, the stabbed woman on the couch.
Yes.
Was that the same woman that was picked up in the bar?
No. That's Aaron Hartley. That's his wife. And in the script, we make reference to her near the end. There's a rolling shot where in my mind, we see that she's won awards and she's an executive and she's doing really well for herself. So he lied about Robbie. He lied about Aaron being the stunning girlfriend of his so-called son. It's the kind of movie where if you watch it again, I drop so many hints. I'm either lying or I'm talking about death. There was a 2-page scene that was cut out because of bad sound. We meet at the bar right after we have our introductions. I dropped so many hints. You know, she finds out I'm a marriage counselor, and I said I had to tear people apart. Work was brutal. It was murder. You should see my coffee table. I mean, it was blood all over the coffee table. I don't know if you noticed. But yeah, but it still works. So we cut that scene out because of bad sound. We tried to fix it. We couldn't do it, and went right into the dinner scene.
And of course, we know what was on your shirt.
Yeah, but we were, and there should have been more of an establishing shot that we were eating spaghetti. But hey, it happens, you know. So, yes, ma'am. Yes, Courtney.
I thought it was, I thought the first date thing was done pretty well. Why didn't you allow her to eat one bite?
I know. Well, because I'm the director and the actor, and I'm not looking at her consumption at that point. But yeah, I agree. You know, I'm eating like a pig, and she's not eating one bite. But you know what's interesting? I've asked ladies that, and they say on a first date that they don't eat that much. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. But because I've said, look, why isn't she eating? And, well, it's the first date. We don't eat that. I don't know. What do I know? But good question.
Yeah, this is definitely, you're an interesting character, and you just kind of know
that there's something a little off about the lead, and so you're just like waiting to see like what it's gonna be, and so I definitely liked the nice twist. But one thing I gotta say is I kind of wanted more. Like I wanted to know if Sarah was gonna be next, or
Well, I'm a member of the Virginia Screenwriters Forum, 20 members, and they all agree that this could be pushed to a feature. It could be a 90-minute film. I was lost in thought.
so he's a serial killer, pretty much, or was it just that one time with his wife?
People always ask that. People always ask, and I think it was just a one time. I think it was it. And if you notice, the door was unlocked, and he went back to double check because he has to lock up the crime scene. Yeah, people have said, is he a serial killer? And I said, no, I think he just got into this horrible argument. It went too far, and perhaps the argument was the online dating. Maybe the wife found out about it. I mean, I really just didn't dig that deep. Yeah, so. Ladies, be careful on your next first dates. Yes, sir.
It was apparent that you weren't a true gentleman when you didn't walk her back to her car, when you didn't insist on that. So that was my first clue. Something.
It's ladies' choice. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah.
Girl power. Here's interesting. We didn't have a monitor. You know, usually you can just shoot something and go and do a playback and look at the monitor and see how it looks. We just trusted our instincts for the most part. So there was really nothing to look at. When this thing was in pieces and I started looking at it a year later, I was like, geez, number one.
Well, it was a good scene that she played it well and you did too. Yeah. But I didn't appreciate the fact you didn't walk her back to the car.
That's a southern.
Well, I want to keep it at 23 minutes and below budget. I don't want to have to order another pizza.
Great. Well, thanks again for coming here. Bill and his friend Scott they've spent the weekend here in the Outer Banks, and so we're just thankful that you made the trip.
Great. Thanks for having us. It was wonderful.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate it.